trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
We begin today at noon with breaking news. State and education officials in Massachusetts now lifting the school mask mandate. The change will go into effect on February 28th. Communities will now be able to decide on their own whether or not they mask up. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi is live in the studio with more on this big announcement today. Laura?
Well, Dorian, the school mask mandate will officially expire, like you said, at the end of the month. It's already been extended 3 times. So the governor says it is now it is now time to get back to a sense of normalcy.
An official end in sight. Governor Charlie Baker, along with Commissioner Jeffrey Riley, announcing masks will no longer be required in schools across the Commonwealth beginning February 28th.
Given the extremely low risk for young people, the widespread availability and the proven effectiveness of vaccines, and the distribution of accurate test protocols and tests, it's time to give our kids a sense of normalcy and lift the mask mandate on a statewide basis for schools.
Governor Charlie Baker says the decision was based on statewide data and recommendations from local health experts. The state is currently ranked 2nd in the nation for kids fully vaccinated, and he says data has proven students remain at low risk in the classroom.
Our kids have had to put up with a lot of disruption, a lot of time alone, and have suffered a real learning loss over the past 2 years. There's no debating those points, no matter where you stand.
While the decision will be up to the individual, districts may decide to continue requiring them. But Commissioner Riley says many have already lifted them. In fact, SE has approved 42 requests to lift their mask requirements.
Several schools across the Commonwealth have already lifted mask requirements by attesting that 80% of their students and staff are vaccinated, and they have had success.
But for those who choose to still wear one, the governor says they are in full support and want to ensure they feel comfortable doing so.
We understand many students will continue to wear masks going forward for a number of reasons, and we fully support those individual decisions, and we want to help schools make kids who make that decision feel comfortable doing so.
And again, this goes into effect on the 28th, so that's right when most kids come back from February vacation. They will still be required to wear them on the bus, though, per federal order. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Laura Puglisi, ABC6 News.
All right, Laura, thank you. More coronavirus coverage this noontime. Governor Dan McKee is going to update Rhode Island's masking policy just over an hour from now. His COVID briefing is set for 1:30. The governor's spokesperson told us earlier this week that he's met with key education stakeholders as well as had calls with neighboring state governors about school masking. We will be streaming the governor's briefing on ABC6.com. Again, that is at 1:30 today. Meantime, just moments ago in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul removing the state's indoor mask mandate today. It was set to expire tomorrow. It required face coverings in most indoor public settings like grocery stores, shops, and offices. Private businesses and local governments can still have their own mask rules in place. She did not remove the mask requirement for schools. And in the city of Providence today, at-home COVID-19 rapid tests will be given away for city residents. While all Providence residents are eligible to get the free rapid tests, people who live in the hardest hit zip codes, such as 02907 and 02909, are highly encouraged to pick them up. If you're interested, you can get them at the West Broadway Neighborhood Association at 4 p.m. You do need to show proof of residency. And now to Smith Hill and the Senate Republican caucus introducing a proposal that would eliminate the state gas tax in 2022. This in an effort to provide relief to residents as inflation continues to drive up the cost of everything. A new report by the Rhode Island Public Expenditure Council shows that Rhode Island's economic recovery is behind the national average. The gas tax is currently 35 cents per gallon. Senate Minority Leader Dennis Algier says the state can afford the tax cut as Rhode Island currently has a $600 million budget surplus. And Congress has passed a bill to rename the Slatersville post office after fallen soldier Matthew Turcotte. Turcotte, a lifelong resident of North Smithfield and co-captain of the high school football team, was only 20 years old when he was killed during a training accident in 2017. A special ceremony and plaque dedication will be scheduled after the bill is signed. And we turn now to the weather as we take a live look outside this afternoon with our sky cam. You can see it there, the sun shining bright. Chelsea's standing by in the Weather Center with much more in our first forecast.
Thanks, Doreen. Yeah, a beautiful sunshine-filled day across southern New England, and temperatures are back into the 40s. This is our third day in a row that we've had temperatures at 40 or above. There is a little bit of a breeze that's coming in from the west, making us feel a little bit cooler, but overall it's a nice bright day, and we're going to continue to get some melting underway as the day goes on. Those temperatures for most of us at least in the upper 30s, which is seasonable for this time of year. To come into the 40s makes us warmer than average, and that's where we'll top out later today. Satellite radar images quiet. I mean, barely a cloud in sight. A perfect blue sky day across really all of the Northeast today. We'll continue to stay sunny through the afternoon and clear this evening. It won't be until very late tonight that you'll start to see a few clouds rolling into the area. So with all of that sunshine, we'll gain another few degrees into the afternoon, with highs today topping out in the low 40s. We head through the evening hours and temperatures are in the 30s by about 9 p.m. From there, some clouds roll in, so we won't be quite as chilly as we head into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's highs will be up around 50 degrees. I'll have much more in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. In political news this afternoon on Capitol Hill, top Republicans are publicly sparring over the events of January 6th. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest from Washington.
A rift is deepening among Republicans over the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell unequivocally rebuking the Republican National Committee for calling the riots legitimate political discourse.
It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election.
Thousands of supporters of former President Trump violently stormed the Capitol January 6th to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's election win. As Trump has doubled down on his falsehoods about the election results, the RNC took the unusual step of censuring two GOP members of Congress, Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, who are part of the House Select Committee investigating the attack. The RNC accusing them of persecuting people engaged in legitimate political discourse.
The RNC has every right to take any action.
Top Republicans, including House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, are still standing by the former president, while running away from questions posed by our Rachel Scott.
You know what? Make an appointment in the office and come up on time, okay?
In a new op-ed, RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel is defending the censure resolution, writing, "I have repeatedly condemned the violence that occurred at the Capitol on January 6th and do so again today," adding violence has no place in our political discourse, period. But other Republicans, including former Vice President Mike Pence, are now taking a stand, saying the facts of January 6th speak for themselves.
The minute you entered the Capitol building, it was no longer discourse, it was riot.
In the largest investigation in its history, the Justice Department has charged more than 700 people in connection with the January 6th attack. More than 200 of them have pleaded guilty. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And still to come on the news at noon, 3 graduate students suing Harvard, the claims they're making against a tenured professor. Plus, several bus routes in Boston will be free to ride for the next few weeks, where you'll be able to go without having to pay a fare. And later, Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont's State of the State address. It's happening right now, how he's looking to improve public safety in the state. New at noon today, 3 graduate students are suing Harvard, claiming the university ignored nearly a decade of sexual harassment by a tenured professor. The suit alleges a pattern of sexual misconduct within the university's anthropology department. Specifically, Professor John Komaroff is accused of sexually assaulting one student and interfering with the careers of 2 others. They claim the school didn't do anything to stop it. The professor denies the claims. Several bus routes in Boston will be free to riders for the next 2 years. Routes 28, 23, and 29 will be free starting March 1st. Those 3 routes have some of the highest ridership in the city. The program is being funded through $8 million in federal funding from the American Rescue Plan. And happening right now, Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont giving his State of the State address. Lamont introducing a package of proposals focused on eliminating gun violence and increasing public safety. $64 million will go towards investments in public safety and stopping the flow of illegal ghost guns in the state. Still to come, Kia is issuing a recall on some of its car models. We'll tell you what to look out for. And your favorite St. Patrick's Day treat coming back for a limited time at your local McDonald's. How soon you can get your hands on one. In consumer news this afternoon, a recall has been issued for about 500,000 Hyundai and Kia vehicles over concerns they could spontaneously catch on fire. The recall is specifically for Hyundai's Tucson and Santa Fe SUVs and Kia's K900 sedans and Sportage SUVs. Both car manufacturers claim the anti-lock brake computer control modules can short circuit and cause a fire. They're telling drivers to park outside, away from any buildings, and to contact a local dealer. Apple has a new tap to pay feature, which would allow people to make purchases from businesses by tapping their iPhones together. It rolls out later this year. It also works with contactless credit cards, essentially turning iPhones into payment terminals without extra hardware. New guidelines are coming to TikTok, the social media platform vowing to get tough and crack down on inappropriate content, saying it'll strengthen its policies to, quote, promote safety, security, and well-being. This after revelations that content glorifying eating disorders and suicide hoaxes was available on TikTok. Experts say these updates are a good sign.
It's very important for social media platforms to continually reevaluate their community guidelines because life is ever changing, threats are ever changing. So reevaluating them really makes the user safer.
A new survey found more than 75% of parents allow their kids as young as 5 to have their own social media accounts. Well, Memphis restaurant workers protesting and honking in solidarity with former employees of a Starbucks location there. 7 workers were fired yesterday for attempting to unionize. Employees say they were fighting for better pay and safety conditions. A Starbucks spokesman says an investigation into that location began after they called, quote, safety and security violations. And it is almost that time of year again for the Shamrock Shake. McDonald's will start selling its minty St. Patrick's Day themed milkshake February 21st. And if that isn't enough for you, the fast food giant also released the official color code for the unmistakable green hue of its spring shake. It's CBF2AC. So now you can celebrate by getting your fingernails painted Shamrock green, or maybe go to your local hardware store and mix up a gallon of Shamrock paint.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Such a gorgeous day across southern New England, no matter where you are. All over Rhode Island, southeastern Mass, perfect blue sky. Our view over Richmond, looking over the woods, you see perfect blue sky. Looking over the beach, we see perfect blue sky. It's a nice quiet day. There's not much wind out there, and those temperatures are coming up slightly above average, maybe a few degrees cooler than where we were yesterday for our highs. We reached 45 in Providence yesterday. Today, we're in the low 40s right now in most locations, upper 30s in spots like Newport, Westerly, and Block Island. We'll gain another few degrees into the afternoon, likely topping out in that low 40s range, which is still above our average high of 39 degrees for this time of year. And we'll continue to see temperatures coming up into the 40s for the rest of the work week and into the first half of the weekend before things start to change. Right now, there's a breeze that's coming in from the southwest. Again, you notice those upper 30s along the immediate coastline. You get that breeze coming in off the water, which those water temps this time of year are down into the 30s. But in general, a breeze from the southwest to the west does typically bring in some slightly warmer conditions. At the moment, the breeze makes us feel a few degrees cooler. You're looking at wind chills that are in the low to mid 30s range. But as we head into the day tomorrow, our temperatures are going to make it into the upper 40s to about 50 degrees, so about 10 degrees above average. Still in the mid 40s on Friday. Saturday, temperatures will make it into the low to even mid 50s. It's going to be really mild out there on Saturday, but we're going to be tracking much cooler conditions for Sunday and into the start of next week. Highs only in the 20s and 30s. Factor in any light breeze, we feel even cooler than that. Overnight lows in the teens, and the chance of some light snow in the area Sunday into Monday. So certainly back to full-blown winter by the end of the weekend. Satellite radar image today shows you dry, quiet conditions. We're looking at sunshine across the area, across all of the Northeast really. A much wider view shows you a system down to our south that's going to stay out to sea and continue to pull away from us. There's also a little front showing up to our north and our west. A few little spotty showers developing up to our north and our west. Not really concerned about that as we head into tomorrow. We'll likely see a few more clouds around tomorrow, so you'll see the sunshine out there for the rest of the day today. We're clear through the evening, but tomorrow morning you're noticing some clouds starting to roll into the area. I think most of the light precipitation stays to our north and our west. For us, just some passing clouds at times, but also sunshine at times with those high temperatures around 50 degrees. We head into Friday. We're back into full sunshine, temperatures staying mild, and again, we're really warm still on Saturday before the cooler air starts to move in. Sunshine today, temperatures in the low 40s. That breeze comes in out of the southwest with some clouds rolling in overnight. You'll end up with temperatures a few degrees warmer than where we were this morning. Expect overnight lows to stay in the low 30s. Seasonably chilly. Of course, it's February. Of course, low 30s is chilly, but it's about 10 degrees above where we typically would be starting a February morning. Then tomorrow, we end up with highs around 50 degrees with a few more clouds around at times, a little bit of a breeze at times, but still a really nice mild day. And then Friday, still in the 40s. 50s on Saturday, back to reality Sunday with below average temperatures settling in for the start of next week. Some light snow to watch for Sunday. More details on that as we head closer. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Coming up next, could Tuukka Rask be ready to retire when we could expect an official announcement? And Team USA taking home their first gold medal, a full wrap-up of the Winter Olympics so far. Well, could Bruins goalie Tuukka Rask be ready to retire? The Athletic is reporting that Rask will not be continuing his comeback attempt and that he and the team may, quote, finalize retirement in the next few days. Rask signed a prorated $1 million one-year deal on January 11th after having surgery in the offseason. His last game for the Bees was January 24th. And now to the Winter Olympics and Team USA taking home their first gold medal in snowboard cross. ABC's Alex Prochet has the latest from Beijing.
Team USA with its first gold medal of these 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Lindsay Jacob Ellis with the win in the snowboard cross.
All those ladies out there today could potentially all win, and it's just how everything comes together for you.
Snowboarding legends Shaun White and Chloe Kim have qualified for their halfpipe finals. Kim soared into the finals in first place, but White, in what he says is his final Olympics, struggled during the qualifying round and goes into these finals as an underdog. American Colby Stevenson earning a silver in the Olympic debut of the Big Air men's freestyle skiing, nearly 6 years after surviving a brain injury from a car crash back in 2016. But heartbreak for two-time Olympic gold medalist Michaela Schifrin, skiing out of the slalom event just days after a similar disappointment during the giant slalom. Visibly disappointed, she sat alongside the course in the snow for more than 20 minutes, frustrated, later saying the mistake made her second guess the last 15 years. Schifrin still has 3 more events left to try to win a medal. On the ice, no medals handed out yet in the team figure skating event. The Russian Olympic Committee won gold, the U.S. silver, and Japan the bronze. But the medal ceremony has been delayed. The International Skating Union saying a situation arose that required legal consultation with the International Olympic Committee. And after a record-breaking score in the short program, Nathan Chen returns to the ice this evening for the free skate program. Alex Prochet, ABC News, Beijing.
When we come back, how your family's Disney photos could become a historical artifact. Plus, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. The Smithsonian National Museum of American History wants you to share photos from your visit to Disneyland or Walt Disney World for a new project. Museum officials are looking for pictures from all decades to show how the theme park has changed over time. Candid photos, posed photos, even blurry photos are fair game. Send those pictures into nmah-disneystories@si.edu. And don't forget to include your name and the best way to reach you. The only thing is, Chelsea, I don't want anybody to see those photos from the 90s.
I know, right? How fun. That's awesome.
I know. It's a great idea.
It is.
It would show how it changed.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very, very cool. I'm sure nobody is at a shortage for pictures from Disney World, right? We are looking at sunshine outside today. Temperatures in the low 40s out there, slightly warmer than average. Tomorrow, closer to 50. And Friday looks great with sunshine and temperatures staying in the 40s. We see increasing clouds on Saturday. Temperatures, though, in the low to even mid-50s. A really mild day, but it all comes crashing down on Sunday. We're in the 30s with some light snow in the forecast, and we stay cold into at least the start of next week. Doreen?
All right, we're going to enjoy it while we can, Chels. Thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great day, everybody.